Meanwhile, former President George W. Bush has a new Washington Post op-ed out. He's calling for bipartisan immigration reform, increased border security, and a pathway for citizenship for dreamers. Joining me right now is former senior advisor to President Bush, Fox News contributor Karl Rove. Karl, great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Interesting to see GW weigh in on this immigration crisis.
Well, when he started the work on this book that he's come out with on immigrants, there was 2 years ago, there was no sense that there would be a crisis, but there is a crisis on our border. And you know, here in Texas, we feel it keenly because our border is with Mexico.
So what do you think should be done at this point? I mean, Joe Biden walked into office, and the first thing he did was stop construction of the wall. Then the second thing he did was overturn the Remain in Mexico policy. Then he instituted or reinstituted catch and release. Many people say these are the three biggest mistakes and the reason that we've got a surge.
Well, I'd add one other, which is that he sent signals during the campaign and in the immediate aftermath of the campaign that everything would be different along the border. And remember, we're faced across the border by a highly sophisticated, smart criminal enterprise. The traffickers, the cartels back them. In many instances, they're sort of like an adjunct of the cartels. And this is a money-making operation. So they seized on the signals being sent by candidate Biden and newly elected President Joe Biden and said to people, the gate is going to be opened. You're going to be able to make it to the United States and live a better life. All you've got to do is take everything that you have and give it to me, turn it into cash and give it to me, and I'll get you north to the Estados Unidos, and you'll live a wonderful life. And we're seeing that in the numbers. I mean, think about this, Maria. January of this year, 78,000 people were apprehended at the border. Last year in the January, it was 41,000. February, 101,000 apprehended at the border. Last year, 37,000. 173,000 in March, 34,000 last year. We are on the path to having the largest number of apprehensions in more than 2 decades at the border if this trend keeps up. And remember, the biggest months are yet to come. The prime months for trafficking are when weather gets better in April, May, and June. And already we've already surpassed the total number of people apprehended in last fiscal year already. And we got 6 more months in the fiscal year to go.
You're absolutely right. And one major issue is the fact that Joe Biden told the world, well, if you have a 7-year-old or younger, we'll let you in and we'll keep you here. And that's what's happening. Suddenly, all the migrants have 7-year-olds or younger.
Well,
and they're coming in and being flown throughout the country to their city of destination choice.
Well, and look, again, it goes back to the criminal enterprise. We've been paying attention to what are called unaccompanied children. And again, 6,000 of them in January, 4,000 last year, 9,000 in February, 3,000 last February, 19,000 in March, 3,000 last year. Now, why is that important? Because the cartels understand that unaccompanied children require a lot of resources from the Border Patrol, and what they're trying to do is overload them so that they're all focused on handling these 19,000 children, which require a lot of resources, a lot of people, a lot of time, and you can't return them immediately because, you know, they're children. Who are you returning them to? You can't, like with an adult, simply return them back to Mexico. And look at this. That allows them to send a lot more adults. 65,000 in January compared to 25,000 last year, 72,000 in February, 26,000 last year, 100,000 in March compared to 27,000 last year. And take a look at the family units. 7,000 in January, 8,000 last year, 20,000 in February, 7,000 last year, 54,000 in March compared to 4,000 last year. The cartels are sitting there saying, let's take those children, let's do whatever we need to do to get them, throw them over, literally throw them over the wall if need be, because that sucks up the resources of the Border Patrol. And in the meantime, we're now going to try and send lots of people north because they're stretched thin. We're going to try and send families north. We're going to try and send single people north. I mean, think about it, 100,000 adults in 1 month.
Yeah, or how about 173,000 in 1 month,
Yeah.
which was March. Look, one border agent source told me that what they're doing is, just as you said, throw a baby over the wall so that the border agents have to go get the baby in the water. They have to go rescue the baby. They take their eyes off of their job so that more people can just flow through and get through, because the Border Patrol agents are busy, and these cartels are getting $10,000 per head. They're making big money on all of this. It's just an amazing situation. So far, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have not gone to the border. I don't know. Is anybody going to say, yes, I'm in charge here and I'm going to deal with this?
Not so far. But look, the former president, George W. Bush's op-ed, talked about how he said, look, I don't want to be prescriptive. I don't want to dictate, but we need to do something about the Dreamers. Number two was we need to focus on a secure and efficient border. We do need to help the countries of origin deal with the problems back home, but that's a long-term solution.
Yeah.
We need to fix the asylum system. It's broken. We don't need to change the rules.
Exactly.
We need to have more resources so that these people are adjudicated in a timely fashion. And finally, we need to do something about temporary workers, that we need to make our economy move, and we need to dial the immigration system more towards skills. We want the smart people of the world to come to the United States.